Fuck yeah. Come on. Talk to me. Welcome to another episode of the Next
Man,
Level Living Podcast. How y'all feeling?
good. I mean, like the
What's
name of this
happening?
episode, what? We still on a high.
Oh, I'm talking about
Man,
still. I
what?
still blow.
Yeah.
I still red from that conference, man. Come on and talk to me.
That energy is different. I just and
Go
every
ahead,
time
Chris. Talk
every
to
time the
him.
spirit try to take me out, I just go back to our videos from the conference and I'm like, yeah, I'm right back there. I'm right back in it.
Yeah,
It
for
was
sure.
so
Right back
different.
there.
Like to see
Yeah.
the men all kind of grouped together and like crying together, to see the women like having each other's back, to see just people like pour out and just not care about their guards. They just let them down. And it's in a space where you're like learning, like a bunch of intellectuals in one space, but also your spirit is being fed, your brain is being fed, your every piece of you is being
Yeah.
fed. And to just be in that place
Yeah.
was just amazing. I'm just like,
Man.
I want to live there.
Hey, for
I want
those
to
of y'all
live
that's like, what
there.
they talking about? Right. Oh, for sure. For those of y'all that don't know what we talking about, right? Maybe y'all just tuned in or tapped in. But I have a Next Level Speakers Academy. So we've got 1,000+ members of my community all over the country, even internationally, and who are now successful and learning how to be current or aspiring motivational, inspirational speakers. So every year we host a Next Level Speakers Conference. And last year, I ain't gonna lie, Chris, Mike, last year was fire. Last year was
fire.
like, last year was cray.
Yep.
It was.
And this year was overwhelming. Like 3 days of just power. So in case y'all just tuned in and y'all like, man, what they talking about? I just tapped in with the podcast, like, yeah, our conference. And you know what it makes me smile, Chris? Is I've been telling people for
What?
months, like, yo, this gonna be different. I've been telling people like,
You
yo, it's
did.
gonna be life-changing. I've been using every time I would type in my captions on Instagram, I would put epic, capital EPIC. Like, some people probably thought like, yo, you gassing it. It's like, nah. Like, I know
No.
it's about to take place. And man, did it happen. So I just had to add that little piece, Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No.
Did you bring that energy back to
It is
Cali,
life
back to
changing.
LA?
Yes, it's definitely life changing. Like I could tell even in myself, like I moved, what lighter. People have been telling me like you're just so much, like you could tell your spirit has changed, because before, the weight of the world was just on me. Now it's like, okay, there might be some weight, but it's par for the course. Like, you know what? It's
Mm,
coming. And so when I'm speaking to people now, I'm just kind of like, I'm listening. I'm not really letting it really affect me as much as I used to. And I'm speaking more often to just the random person, because, like in LA, some people speak to each other, but people don't really speak to each other like that. So now I'm going out of my way to like, hey, how's your day going? Especially if I see somebody that looked at, hey, how's your day going? Like, because it
right.
really is having me on my next level. Like this is
Yeah.
the elevated version of who I am, because I've been, broken down in so many ways. Now it's like, okay, that weight gotta go. I gotta get back to me. And so that conference really reset me. And I'm still on the high. Yeah.
Talk to me, Mikey. How you feeling, my boy?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
what's my name, Jay?
Mikey, you know the nickname. Come on, I know you still ain't know that. Not after this conference, baby. Mikey,
Right.
talk to me. How you
Everybody was
feeling, boy?
on Mikey at the conference.
Yeah.
You know what? God, you awesome. All right. So y'all, the conference, y'all, was just, man, like I literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say I have not had one conversation about the conference. There has not been one day where I've not had a conversation about the conference since the conference ended. Every single day since then. And I'm not talking about the same person, just like I'm talking about different individuals, man. I have so many lives set up with different people from the conference just to break down their experience. I'm not even announcing what people missed out on anymore. I just want the energy, the culture of what we witnessed for people to be able to see it on my timeline. Just the after effect of transformation that people was able to experience, y'all. It's just like Crystal said, man, it's just overwhelming, y'all. It's mind blowing how mighty God moved that weekend. To see so many people I love be able to witness this
Hmm.
moment together. Like,
Hmm.
man, it's just
Hmm.
and I described it as like Christmas or a family reunion for
Hmm.
purpose-minded individuals. Like it's literally like a retreat of people whose heart beat the same way as those people with big
Mhm.
hearts, whose minds move the same way or think the same way as people with vision and people with purpose, people whose emotions are completely comfortable being vulnerable and transparent in a room full of people that you've met for the first time. It
Right.
literally is just incredible. And the fact that I got to host it this year with Chris, and we got to experience this thing from the front and from
Yes.
behind the scenes together, like yo, you was my rider this year. Like we really got a chance to like experience this while working and serving, but also still being
Mhm.
impacted. We was able to be there for each other and
Mhm.
just, I don't know,
Yes.
man. It's just like I keep trying
It
to
was
tell people
different,
next level
man.
is not cliche. It's not
Come on, bro.
cliche. Like
Come on.
when
Come on.
we say next level, and Jeremy, I just want to give you your flowers, man. But what you and Tracy've been able to do, man, y'all have really been able to tap into the whole title of what this brand is. Like this is truly next level living. Like, and I was using
Mm.
like different experiences to say, this is what next level is. This is what next
Mhm.
level is. This is what next level
Mm.
is. Because the truth is that next level can only be the best part of what you're able to release and receive. So what I was able
Mhm.
to show may look different than somebody else, but it's all next level living. It was so impactful, man.
Oh,
That that
Yes.
conference is, oh
bro.
man, it is just
Yep.
if
All of
you
that.
know, you
Now
know. If you know, you know. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna be honest,
Exactly.
and here's the crazy thing: we could literally talk about this for the next 2-3 hours, but people really fully wouldn't understand unless she was there, right? But I will say
Yeah.
this, and
No.
I have to kind of make a confession: is because the anointing was so thick last year and it was so amazing last year. Like I really questioned, and I knew there was gonna be so much more teaching and training. Like I presented 4 times on the first day, so a part
That
of
was
me
Mhm.
crazy.
questioned like, man, is it going to be just as powerful? Is it going to be just as like spiritually potent? Like, is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to just be, and
Mhm.
man, to see that the way that it was unleashed,
Mm.
you know, the spirit was unleashed on everybody, man. It was just something special. And the opening, I think for me, the opening session, right? The opening session, right? So Chris, Mike, when I
Mhm.
my opening session, like for those of y'all that don't know, we end up having the baptism, right? Let me see all three. We end up having the baptism on the second day. Like that threw me off. That wasn't even the plan.
Yeah.
But as I was speaking, and I don't know, Chris and Mike, if y'all even caught it, like how it happened. Did y'all see like how it evolved, or did you just see like people coming
Dude,
down? Like,
no, I just saw the
huh?
dude interrupt you. I just saw OG
Yeah.
interrupt you.
Dude,
Like, yo, like,
dude
I
interrupted
want to
me.
get baptized. And I'm like, wait, sir, hold on just a
Yeah, we was
second.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
"What?"
Sir, hold on. We
Right,
got
Like,
we got
it's
break.
the
right,
first
We got
day.
we
Hold
got
up. What
we
is
got
right,
this?
right.
we got
We got
we
break,
got
right, right,
restroom
right.
breaks
There's a
coming up.
break coming up.
You want to talk to him?
So let me tell
He
you
gonna
what happened.
finish.
So to all of our listeners, and shout out to everybody that's listening, shout out to everybody that's watching this on YouTube. So what happened was is on that first day, as I was sharing my opening message, because everybody's seeing me jump in with drivers and traveling and speaking and on planes in different cities, virtual gigs, like they see all of that, right? They see my beautiful family, like they see all the stuff I have, and they're like, "Yo, I want that. Like I aspire to have that." I'm like, "Yo, you can have it." But God was like, "Yo, but tell the
Mhm.
whole story." Like really let them know
Mhm.
like this journey that you've been on for the past 12 years, ever since you got baptized and gave your life to God, like you never backtracked. You never went to all those other negative things. You kept your body, your mind, your temple pure, clean. Like you've been crucifying the flesh daily. Like paint the whole picture. So I really felt that
Right.
was important because that's the foundation. Because I told the people like I can give you all the marketing, I can give you all the branding, I can give you all the strategy, all the email copy, how to pull up at the schools, how to get the gigs, how to the CPR, the operating systems. Like I can give you all that game, but if your heart not right, Like if your spirit is not right, there are certain things that God just not going to be able to bless you with if you haven't released. It's certain things you're not going to be able to receive. And so as I'm sharing my full story, I even put pictures up, Chris. Those of y'all that was there, man, I put pictures up back in the day
Yeah.
when your boy had hairline back here. I know the people got a kick out of that. You know what I'm saying? And so
He said that
show
too.
some
I'm,
He
pictures
said that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Show some pictures of Mikey back in the day, like when we first started in ministry,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And they you know, they got to see the longevity. And I wanted them to see that. Because some people is looking at Mike like, oh, that's one of Jeremy's homies recently. Nah, he's not a recent homie. You know what I'm saying? Like we going on probably
Yeah.
15, 18 years of friendship, brotherhood. And so with all
fact.
that being said, at the end of the message, I was ready to drop the mic and let y'all come on stage. And so I was like, oh, by
Yeah.
the way, talking about next level living, Logan stand up. And when Logan stood, I was like, yo, we baptizing Logan tomorrow. He asked me to baptize and people start clapping. I was like, yo, 7:00, meet us on the rooftop. If anybody want to be a part and just support him. That's all I was on. If anybody want to support him,
Yeah.
just pull up. You want to touch and agree. I looked to my left. I seen one dude stand up, tears in his eyes, gold teeth in his mouth. I want to be
Yeah.
baptized. I
Yeah.
was like, huh?
Sure did.
You gonna come for the baptism? He was like, I need to be baptized. And man,
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you I felt that
Oh,
shift, I felt that
Mm.
shift hit differently. Like tears was flowing.
Ooh.
Then I looked up and I seen Millie. Millie was walking a woman down. I hadn't even given the appeal yet, but Millie was
No,
walking a
people just
woman down who was in tears, like she couldn't even walk. She was like helping her carry her to the altar. And then that's when I made the altar call, y'all. This thing's so
yeah.
crazy, man. The
Yeah.
spirit was so thick and heavy. And I walked away from that scratching my head like, if that's the opening session, like what in
Whew.
the world are we in store for over the next 3 days? If that's how we starting this sucker. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
Ooh.
Praise God, the Holy Ghost
Ooh.
didn't make me a liar because I told people it was gonna be life changing. And it was exactly that.
like
Yes, it
I
was.
knew my family. I knew my family was in for a treat, but I did not know how much it was gonna move me to see my
Time out,
father be impacted,
time
bro.
out,
Like,
time out. I gotta express something. First off, bro, it's so brilliant and so genius and so spirit filled. I need y'all, all of our listeners and viewers to understand. Mike a part of the team. He in the next level family. Been in the next level family before y'all even knew there was a next level family. For him to be like, last year's conference was so amazing. Hey, mama. Hey,
Mm.
daddy. My brother's like, y'all need to come in town for this conference. They ain't trying to be speakers. This is what I want y'all to
yeah,
understand, man. So I
yeah,
just want to
yeah.
set it up for you, Mike, before I pass it to you. Before I pass, I'm just trying to give you the
Appreciate
alley
you.
oop, the little behind the back, and I'm gonna toss it up like that one time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do the crystal
Yeah.
with the. I ain't gonna do that.
Whatever.
But I'm gonna do the little. I'm
What?
gonna do a behind the back alley oop.
I'm not
But the
even gonna
fact that
humor.
you was
I'm not
just
even
like,
gonna humor y'all. Just forget it.
there we go. There we don't humor us. But the fact, Mike, that you was like, yo, my family need to be here. Did you even know like the shift that was gonna take place in your father's life, bro? Talk about
Bro,
that, man.
I had no idea. First of all, I know that how powerful this weekend is. I know that anything's possible, right?
Hmm.
But I had no idea it could happen that quickly. No way.
Hmm.
Hmm.
No way.
Hmm.
So for me, the reason why it caught me off guard, and this is the reason, y'all, why I'm so passionate about this, is because I was just like, yeah, God, we're gonna give them a chance to get settled in. We're gonna allow them to just see the way that everything moves, to just see how we are as a unit, to just see how intentional Jeremy and Tracy are, how Chris and Nicole have been so intentional in trying to set this up, how we as a team have tried to come together. And then all of a sudden, boom, I see my dad coming down for baptism. I'm like, my
Yeah.
dad's been baptized before, bro. He's been leading out in the church. He's already been making major moves. He's already been impactful on so many people. This thing that I thought that he came to support me and to see what I'm a part of and to just get his next level experience.
Hmm.
Wait, Pops, you wow, God. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy because I'm in the middle of literally working. Like, I'm actually like working
Right.
and trying to assist other people.
I
You
saw
know how it
yes.
feels? Do y'all know how it feels to be moving in the spirit, encouraging people and making sure that people feel welcome, and then all of a sudden not being able to
Mhm.
control your own tears? Like, I'm just saying,
Mm,
like, you don't have it. Ah, man, how do I explain this, y'all? It's like, you know that you're here on assignment. I am focused on my assignment. I truly believe I'm in the spirit, in the assignment that I'm called to. I'm hugging, I'm worshiping with people, I'm comforting them, and I'm letting them know, like, that they are accepted where they are. And then all of a sudden you see a face that makes you forget where
mm,
you are.
mm,
You forget that you are not you that you are a part of this as a blessing, but now you're also a recipient of
mm,
God's work. And
Mm.
instantly nothing else matters. Your heart just begins to kind of get numb and kind of throb. And it's like my body kind of just like, it's almost like I feel my body kind of just like melt. And it's just like, it's just me and God. And I feel like God is looking at
mm,
me and telling me, like, I've never forgotten what you asked me for. I've never
mm,
forgotten those prayers that nobody else ever heard. Like, I've I've
Mm.
never stopped listening to you cry for help, for me, for things you thought that you couldn't fix. And in that
mm,
moment, I felt so safe. I felt so secure, and I felt so overwhelmed with gratitude that I just lost it, man. I just lost it. And it was like a moment of clarity. It's funny because Jay, you asked me to pray throughout this weekend that this is where God wanted me to be, bro. And I was praying already. But in that moment,
right, right, right.
I remember feeling like God was just like, Mike, I don't need that much time. You know,
Hmm,
Hmm.
you know,
mm,
you know. And I'm not going to let you have extra time to try to confuse
mm,
yourself whether or not what you already know, what I gave you the first time, is certain. I'm going to make it so secure that this is what I have for you, that you won't be able to shake it. You won't be able to question it. In that moment, let me know. I was like, yeah, I get to do this for the rest of my life. Praise God. Like,
come on.
this is it. And it don't matter what it costs me. It don't matter what God requires from me at this point. He's given me too much. It's cheap enough. It's cheap enough, man. So
Mm.
yeah, man, that's man.
Man.
I'm getting choked up just thinking about it, man. But you
I
just can't explain. You can't make sense
and I can see it, like, you
of
were
the
helping
blessing that God
somebody
did,
else.
man.
Yes, and I could see it, like, you were helping and holding somebody else in that moment, and then your dad came up, and it was just like, "What? This is wild."
Crazy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
Dang, Mike.
it's crazy, man. God is just,
Yeah.
man. It's this is really like next level. Like, and it's crazy because when you know so many people that are hurting, when you know there's so many people that would come if they understood that this could just change the trajectory of their life. But so many people are so overwhelmed with what they're going through that they can't allow themselves to accept someone else fixing everything in a moment. And when I say fixing everything, it's the assurity that everything is going to be okay. Not the proof that everything has already worked out. It's the calm acceptance that someone else is in control of that which you thought was uncontrollable. And all of a sudden you're at peace with the situation. Like, oh my goodness, it's
It's just
phenomenal,
different.
man. It's truly next
It's
level.
different.
It's truly next
So
level.
what's been your dad's feedback?
My dad has been only grateful. He's
Mhm.
everything that my pops has said is extreme gratitude. Like, it's weird because my dad is such a laid back chill dude. Like he's such a cool dude. Like when I think about people that I would want to be like, you think about the Denzels,
Mhm.
you think about
Right.
the people that are super calm, collect. I never had to do that. My pops has always been that guy. Like he's always been that
Mm.
cool, calm, collected, like just relaxed. Everybody look at him like, dang, your pops, man, that's OG, like that's different. And I'm just sitting there like, I can't
Except
lie,
for
like,
when I
yeah,
was
my
trying to
dad.
dip them. When I tried to dip them in
What'd you
that
say?
water, I remember feeling like when I tried to dip them in that water, I remember feeling like, come on, Pops, like you strong. Like I felt like I was arm wrestling my man. I'm like, man, Pops is strong as an ox. It about blew my back out trying to throw my man back and bring it back up. I forget to tell you about that.
Yeah,
Pops is strong,
right.
bro.
Bro, he really is, man. He really is. But seeing my pops,
Yeah.
man,
Oh, I know.
I could, I
Yeah.
could tell my pops did not want to leave, and he didn't specifically want to
Mm-hmm.
leave me, and I could feel it,
Hmm.
and I was just like, man, it's just, it's one of them feelings, man, that kind of
Yeah.
just turn you into a little boy. It's just like,
Mm.
dang, pops, I just received, and I was just grateful for that moment, man, just to feel that
Yeah.
Yeah.
the love and the gratitude from each other. I was grateful to God, he
Yep.
was grateful to God, we were grateful for each other. And that is one of those moments that you think about, if I was on my dying bed and I couldn't, my pops
Hmm.
couldn't make it to me, I would be like, somebody let him know we good. And don't ever forget that
Right, right,
conference.
Mhm.
right, right,
Like
right, right,
it's
right.
one of them
Mm.
things. Like, yo, it's well. It's well with my soul. Like
Mm.
Yeah, it's one
I'm
with
at
my soul.
peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And trust me, y'all, ain't nobody
Yep.
dying. Ain't nobody
Sure.
leaving up out of here. I'm just saying that when I
Right,
think
right, right, right,
about
right.
the things that ultimately matter, I got that this weekend.
No, I mean,
Mhm.
and that's the stuff, Chris, I was getting from people. They was like, yo, this was the most balanced, like well-rounded, holistic conference that they've
Mhm.
ever been
Mhm.
to, you know?
Yeah.
And we were intentional about making it like that, but also wanted to easily, allow for the spirit to flow and move easily.
Mhm.
Like we didn't want to restrict the spirit of God. We wanted to be open. We wanted to be obedient, but we also wanted to operate with a high level. Like, man, everything from the lights, the stage, the
Oh,
setup, man,
yeah.
super proud of my
Yeah.
team, man. When we brought the smoke out and when you seen the light beams, I was
Mhm.
like, okay, now we showing out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
super dope.
Showing
and y'all
out.
did. Y'all did
Yes.
a hell of a job. I was just like, no, no, no. I said, no, no, this is what they do. Like I could see y'all doing the Emmys, the Oscars, the Grammys. Like y'all had the juice. The chemistry was great. It was just, man, I was so proud. I was just telling Tracy, like, yo, no, they put on a performance. Like this is world class. It was y'all are the perfect balance too. You know what I'm saying?
It
It was
really
just
is,
good.
man. It really is. And Chris, I want to give you your flowers too, man. You balance me out so well. You look so comfortable on stage, and you add a grace to the next level of living
Yes.
family that I think just adds so much quality and so much value to what it is that we're presenting, man. I can't tell you enough how amazing you did up there, man.
I call y'all
Aw,
if
thank
y'all was an R&B group, I call y'all the Quiet Storm.
Quiet
You know what
storm.
I'm saying?
Hey,
Because
that's
you the
perfect.
storm, but you the
That
It's
is
quiet
though.
piece.
perfect.
That
You
really
feel me?
is though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But nah,
Dang,
you was,
that's
and
perfect.
when I seen you when I seen them play that Beyonce and I seen how you worked that catwalk, I said, oh, she in her bag now.
Hey,
She's on
hey,
she looking
hey.
like, oh, you need 3 more minutes? Let me put out a few tricks real quick.
I
You know what I'm
got you.
saying?
Right. I
But
got you.
yeah,
Facts,
nah,
Mhm. No,
facts.
it
it
was
was
Hey,
beautiful. I mean, and I don't know who had that vision. Jeremy, I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was whoever had that vision. And when we came together for
mhm.
the podcast, how everybody kind of came into order, it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. All the pieces just fell
oh,
into
that was
place. And I
crazy.
said, we all sat in the same order of our picture, and the whole thing was just beautiful. I said, "Some you came up
Yeah.
with it? Is that what you claiming?" I'm gonna ask Tracy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the one thing I wish I would have changed is I was just sharing all these moments and Tracy's like, I'm happy for y'all, but I wasn't there. Like she handled so much on the back end, logistically,
Mhm.
in the enrollment center, making sure lunch was prepared. That food too was fire. Lord have mercy.
It was
I done
so
had a
good.
whole lot of
Yeah.
hotel, whole lot of banquet meals. Every one of the meals, I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is
It
why
was
it's
different.
$98 a plate. Praise God. Yeah, $98 a plate. I'm
Listen,
like, chicken better, that
Jeez.
ooh,
chicken better make me want to slap my mama. But it was good. But it was hella
Right.
expensive, but it was very good. But yeah, so she missed
it was
probably
so fire.
80% of the conference just because she was just handling things on the back end. The child care center we
Yeah.
built out where the kids was playing and the nannies was there. Like it was just a lot. But I did kind of
Yeah.
have an idea of what I wanted it to look like up close, us tight shot in the middle, and kind of just flow with it. And I came the day
Mhm.
before, and honestly, I can't even take no credit. Right, God moved in such a way. He like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. That's what Miss Kathy said too. Miss Kathy was like, oh yeah, God did that in a way where He can't do. You got to give Him the credit. Like it was clear
Fact,
Mhm.
it was all God.
fact,
You know what I'm saying? And that was like a
fact.
constant theme I was hearing from people because we got there Thursday and I kind of walked the ground some Friday and they were setting up the chairs and the tables and I had to make some changes because I was like, this ain't quite the vision God gave me. I want to
Mhm.
make sure everybody's sight. I want to make sure I sit in every seat, like for VIP. I want to make sure all the angles, everything was spaced out and it was a good row because I knew people will be coming down for whatever appeals. I just want to make sure that and when they got it to where it needed to be, and I just prayed over the hotel
Yeah.
and I said, God, this is holy ground. I said, this your hotel. Bump that JW Marriott. You know what I'm saying? This is a kingdom hotel.
Mhm.
This the kingdom inn, doggone it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your place.
Yeah.
And to see how
Yeah.
things just unfolded from there, it was yeah, it was amazing, man. So yeah.
And and there was one moment where Crumpler was speaking and he invited, Nick on stage. And it was so random because when you say the spirit was moving, I had never sat at the DJ booth at all. I had never sat back there. But right before he started speaking, I was just like, oh man, let me go sit over there. So I was sitting over there and
Mm,
I felt that whole exchange when he was speaking and talking about like, what he's done, how he's been better for his relationship and everything. And I'm looking at Nicole and I'm seeing him and I'm looking at and I'm seeing the whole chemistry and exchange of energy happen so far
Wow.
apart. And I'm like, this is powerful. Nobody else is witnessing this right now, but this
come
is
Mm.
on.
powerful. And so then she got up and she went on stage and she sang the prayer. And I was like, no, I didn't expect that either. I didn't know she could sing. I didn't know none of that. But when she sang
Yeah,
and then she came back, you could see like how emotional she was. And I was right there to just kind of like hug her. And it just felt
yeah,
like I was supposed to be right there in that moment. I hadn't been there the
Yeah.
whole conference, but I was supposed to be there in that moment to feel that exchange of energy. And it was just beautiful. I it was
I,
God. It was
and
nothing
and I
but
think
God.
that's dual purposes too, because it's like, yo, God also shows you like, yo, this is what that thing looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they the real deal. Let me tell you something. I tease Chris all the time. Um, is they will leave the house. They live about 20 minutes from us. They'll drive separately because they might have to pick up the kids, drop them off, or whatever. And Chris will come in the house and we'll be in the kitchen working, MacBooks open, and he'll come in. Hey, Miss Crumpler. Good morning, Miss Crumpler, and give her a kiss. And I'd be like, bruh, you act like you ain't just see her 20 minutes ago. It's the corniest but cutest, most beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? You would have thought he'd been out of
Yeah,
town for a whole day working at a construction site. My man just and his wife, hey, Miss
right.
Crumpler. She's like, hey, Mr. Crumpler. I'm like, oh, y'all cute. But like that energy though, like that love is real. You know what I'm saying? And if
Yes.
anybody
Yeah.
question like
Oh,
why they are the second family of the company, that's why.
let us
What
tell
was you
you
about to
one
say?
more funny story though. Let us tell you one more funny story about these two.
Are you
So
in this?
day
Are you? Oh,
one, you
okay,
know
okay,
how
okay.
the projector was
Oh.
you know how the project you want to tell the story, Mike?
Hello. So first off, I
Oh
just want
my
everybody to know
god.
It
that
just,
we have
No,
we have two opening positions. I'm looking for two
no, wait.
co-hosts.
We not even on you yet. We gonna
bro,
get to you,
it's not
but we
even
Okay,
on
not
y'all
even
didn't
on
put
you
you,
me yet.
yet.
dog.
Okay,
Wait,
all right, all right.
Dang,
we
Okay,
not
dang,
even
all right.
Jay,
wait.
The
relax,
position,
dog.
the position
Stop.
isn't open yet.
So day one, we realized when we're backstage, we have, duck because the projectors are projecting onto the bigger screens. And so the
Mm-hmm.
first couple times we saw heads and we were like, no, y'all got to duck underneath the projector. So
Mm-hmm.
Nicole comes back and she's walking towards us and we like, duck, duck. And so she drops to the ground. Like you could see her head and then all you see was drop.
Quit,
So
quit,
Chris came back there
quit,
like,
Quit.
is everything okay? Is everything okay? And Nicole was on the ground like crawling. And Chris was like, all I saw was I saw your head and then drop. He said, that ain't how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be gradually. We were
Right, right,
cracking
right.
up.
but the
Chris
funny
was like,
thing,
is
Chris, was
everything
that
okay?
he said I saw a shadow. He said I saw a shadow in the projector. He said, wait, I know that head. I know that head. He said, said that head. He said, I saw that head. He said, then all of a sudden, I didn't see it no more. He said that thing went droop and fell so quick
Boom.
down. He's like, oh shoot. He's like, what happened? And Nicole, bless her heart, she was still on the ground dying laughing because we always trying to hold it in because her reaction was so
Man.
quick. Oh man, it just took
So
everything
But he
out of me,
came
man. And
running
then Crump just
fast.
went back there and made it worse. Well, he just had us in tears by the time he came back there and was just describing it, man. I think Ebony came back a couple minutes after and did the same thing and had to drop down.
Did the
But
same thing.
oh man, we had some
yeah.
amazing moments that nobody else would ever even get a chance to see, man. It was just
Oh
oh
no.
man, it was just a family
Yeah.
affair all the way around, man.
And it was all fresh. It was all fresh moments. I mean, we did relive one moment from last year.
Ooh,
And I was a good
yep.
sport.
Right then.
I was a good sport.
Hmm.
You
Can
did
I just
good.
talk? Can I just talk about the two Judases in my life? Let me
But
just
I
tell everybody,
told
right?
you we could go play a video. I did tell you we was gonna
You
play a
didn't say which
video.
video. You didn't say
I
which
didn't
video. I asked
I
you some
didn't
questions.
specify. I just
I
asked
look
if you
up
was cool with
on
it.
the two big, listen to me, y'all. These are 16 feet wide, 9 feet tall projector screens. LED, right? So whatever experience you can get on your phone, it ain't nothing like the real thing. Man, I look up and
Nothing.
seen the clip from when Mike assaulted me last year on stage with the chest bump and I recovered. They played that, and then Mike talking about pause right here. I'm thinking like, we really breaking this down, but I was a good sport, you know what I'm saying? And I gave commentary, and people got to laugh, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm down to
Yeah. It was
enhance the
amazing, man.
experience. Shout out,
Yeah, it was
yeah, shout out to
beautiful.
Dr. Darnell Jervy Harmon. She came and spoke, killed it.
Oh my
Mighty
goodness.
woman of God, David Shands, my boy Marcus and his wife Turquoise, Barney. They was on a couple marriage panel, and then Jason and Halani Lobdell, Mr. and Mrs. 2 Weeks Out. Shout out to them. And then Marquel Russell. We had Coriel. We had my girl Connie Falls. We had Justin Owens. You know what I'm saying? We had Marquel Russell. Like, man, there were so many. And of course, Chris spoke, Chris Crumpler, our program director. Like, man, the lineup of speakers and the value that was added was absolutely amazing. And the lives that was changed and the
Mhm.
breakthroughs that took place, man. I'm still on a high.
Yep.
And
Yes.
you know what I'm
Wall
thinking
Street
about?
Trapper.
I ain't good. Oh, Trap
Yeah,
came
when
in
Tracy
with
got on
with
stage,
the
we were like,
impromptu.
Trap.
Yeah, with the
Man,
impromptu
and
word.
then
yeah.
you had so many dope people just come and support. You know what I'm saying? Neo didn't take the stage, but Neo was in the building. You had I just saw Corey Arminger on the live have owner of the support historically black colleges and universities. He was just on the live with Halani
Yep.
yesterday, and I hopped on and he was just talking about how incredible Jeremy's conference was, and it was just
Mm.
it was
Mm,
amazing to hear people that don't owe you any extra thing. You know what I'm saying? People who
mm.
don't have to sit there and promote, talk about how your conference is like nothing like anything else they've ever experienced. To hear other celebrities and big time people who also go to conferences and put on conferences describe Jeremy's conference as so next level, it just reminds you that we're not lying, and we're not
Yeah.
gassing this. It ain't no cap when we talking about
Not
how
the same.
amazing this experience
We
is, man.
different. Yeah.
Different.
And we different.
Yeah.
Like I had all of my
Yeah.
partners hit me. I won't drop no names, but one of my big dogs hit me, was just like, bruh, you always my go-to guy. But he was like, bruh, you were so anointed. I'm like, to hear that from him, I'm like, that's deep. I talked to one of my other guys.
Mhm.
My man was like, bruh, I knew you. He was just like, but like, I ain't know you. I'm like, bro, you know me for
Yeah.
years. But bro, he was just like, bro, what I experienced though, like, I didn't know this was that. He's like, bro, I'm so proud. I'm
Mhm.
like, man, praise God, bro. I got a great team and a great God. But man, we just getting started, Chris. That's what's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I already got the vision.
Yeah.
I already got the vision for 2023. Year of the jump man. 2023
Ooh.
finna be
Woo.
crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I already
Yeah.
know 2 ballrooms. We're gonna go right back at the Marriott Marquis and we'll be in the Atrium
Yeah.
Ballroom, or we're gonna go to the Hyatt downtown. They
Mm.
ceiling is swag surfing with the glass and the marble. It's absolutely bonkers. It's a
Mm.
whole nother level.
Yeah.
Already 1,000
Not the
people next year. Like
ceiling.
it's going to be, bro. I see the whole vision for next year. It's going to be crazy. The theme for next year is world changers. 1,000 speakers, bro, in one room.
Mm.
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 That's how we change the world. And I already
Mm.
got the speaker lineup. I'll text it to y'all. I can't
Yeah.
drop the names here though, but I'll text it to y'all. Yeah, yeah. We going big talk. We
Yeah.
going big dog names.
Already?
Next year. It's a whole nother level. Huh?
Yes. Man, I said
Oh yeah,
yes.
yeah,
People
yeah.
kept saying,
June.
can
Yeah.
we they kept saying, so this is a speakers conference. I was like, it's a living conference. Like it's just you come, you don't have to want to be a speaker, but let me tell you, you're gonna have a message to tell when you leave. You're gonna have some things to
That
say.
and
Oh,
that's
talk,
something I've been
Chris.
struggling with, Chris. That's something I've been struggling with and keeping in prayer. Cause last year, Chris was like, bruh, that's cap. This was not a speakers conference. This was the next level living conference. And I was like,
And
yeah, I've been
that's what I
hearing
was
Yeah.
that a
thinking too.
lot. He was like, bro, it was sponsored by the Speakers Academy, but bro, this is the next level living conference. So
Mm.
I'm really thinking about it. And I know Tracy and Nicole are gonna lose their mind when I drop this on them. But I'm really thinking about having in January, at the top of the year, a next level living conference, which is
Yeah.
different from the next level
I'm
speakers
getting
conference. Cause I
chills.
can't,
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't,
What is this?
because I can't wait a whole 12, 13 months to do this again. I
It's
see how
that's
hungry the people are. So I'm
yeah,
really
that's
thinking
tough.
about a full 2 day next level living conference and bringing out like my core people who have been instrumental in my life, like really blow that thing out the frame just on life, like not even on speaking, on parenting, motherhood, fatherhood, husbandship, financial wealth and growth and insurance policies and plan, generational planning, like really when it comes to life, health, fitness, like really bringing
Yes.
in people from all facets of life and really like doing something bonkers. And so I really want to do that in January. I would have to start planning and promoting come September. And so I'm still praying on it because truth be told, bro, if this is for sure what God want me to do, the team will execute it. Like it's not their
Yeah.
job and their responsibility to question me if we can do it.
Yeah.
I showed you, Mike, that Steve Harvey clip. Steve Harvey's like, I
Mm.
don't need you to tell me it's gonna be hard. I don't need you to
Right.
tell
Mhm.
me it's gonna be complicated. I just need to tell me that you can get it done. Like miss me with excuses. So before I
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
go to Tracy, my queen, my wife, my partner, before I even go to Nicole, our chief operating officer, like before I even go to them, I need to make sure for sure this is what God is saying to do because
Mhm.
they're going to pull the trigger and execute. So keep that in prayer because it's something that's really been brewing in my spirit. And so I'm just like, okay, what does that look like? God also told me to do less this year. So I did
Mhm.
dissolve our next level trucking company. Like I'm obedient, y'all. That was a money maker.
Yeah.
It's not always about the money though. I need my peace. I
Mm.
need my time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I need that energy back. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just trying to see like, is that just something I just really, really want to do because I know it would be amazing, or is this something for sure that God is telling me to do? So Yeah, y'all keep that in
Yeah.
prayer, man. Final thoughts before I wrap this thing up, Chris, and I'm gonna go to you, Mike, real quick. Final thoughts on the conference.
Final
Any
thoughts is
afterglow, any
just,
final thoughts, remarks? Yeah.
yeah, just whenever you have anything, I would say whoever is planning on coming, just please bring your support system. Please bring either your best friend, your
Mm,
spouse, whoever it is, because when you go home and you're not in alignment, that energy it takes twice as hard to readjust and shift. But if you go home and you're in alignment, y'all ready to just take off. Y'all ready to go. Y'all speak the same language, and it just feels good to just be able to go and really do what it is that you're called to do. So I would just say, just remember those that are close to you and make sure you bring them with you. Make sure that you bring them along, because this is not something that can be replicated. This is not something that you can show a clip of and say, I want to show you what happened. No, because it's a feeling that feels, and I keep wanting to say the sanctuary, because it's not a sanctuary. It's the feeling that feels the auditorium that you cannot transfer. It's non-transferable. So that's my last thought. It's just, I have everyone that I've told, they're like, oh, I'm gonna be there with you next year. I'm gonna be there with you next year, because like I have to come up to your level now. So
hmm.
period. Yeah.
Mm, period. Mike, what you got, bro?
Trinae Coker, Kimberly Polite Mays, Marcus Moss, Edelka. These are people that I come to mind that haven't had a chance to experience this in person, that I know, that I love so dearly, that I cannot wait for you to experience the next one. I
Mm,
cannot even think about myself. I can't even respond as how it's affecting me. I can only look forward to what God is going to continue to do. He's already blown my mind. I have to start naming
hmm,
people by name so that when I go back and we celebrate this the following year, these individuals can understand that the prayers that have already been going up for them, that the pre-celebrations that are already taking place on behalf of what God is going to do for y'all, like that y'all can see here. When y'all look at this episode and know that y'all already been thought about, y'all already been celebrated for. You know, Trinae's
hmm.
been my best friend for what, 20 years. And she listens to us every single week. She don't have social media, y'all. She be on YouTube every week going in. I'm talking even the teachers
Now, and
podcast.
now, and
She's
now, and
constantly
now I'm
listening
all up in
to it.
her business. Why she ain't come?
Yeah. Trinae,
Why she ain't come? Yeah. Hmm.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
take care of that. I'm gonna take care of that this
Okay.
year. Whatever the reason
Yep.
was this year, I got it this year. It's all good. She gonna be there. She gonna meet you
There it
and
is.
she's gonna be ecstatic. Just know, just
There
know
it
that
is.
she was having a moment at the end of the conference where she called me and she knew that I was busy and she was like, "You don't have to call me back. Just say a prayer for me because I'm going through some stuff." And I was like, "No, I got a second." I called her, bro. Tell me why she had a question about something involving school that was stressing her out, right? And Tori walked into the room I was in. It was just me, and Tori walked in, and she was having a question about the school. And Tori, as a teacher, encouraged her about a situation, and like literally just
I love it.
warmed. Like literally,
I love
God
it.
just smoothed
Yeah.
over the situation for her. Like when I tell y'all, like you can't
Just
make
like
up
that.
this type of stuff. Like even people that weren't able to be at the Next Level Living Conference was impacted by it. So for her to see somebody that she
Yeah.
watches every week and gets a chance to see in the teacher's podcast and everything, God is even blessing people in my family that weren't even there. So shout out to my best friend, man,
Mhm.
Trinae. I love you, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
I
you at the
love it.
next conference.
So and this,
Yes.
yeah, and let me tell you something, bro. I feel like that's like the purity of your heart. It's like, yo, when something
Mm,
changes you so much, you gotta go and tell somebody. That's why
have to.
Jesus was so G code, bro. When he met the woman at the well, he was like, "Yo, I ain't even tripping. Yeah, actually, you said the same thing to your 5 husbands, and ain't none of them yours, bro." She was
Mm,
so moved by that exchange. She was like, "Yo, let me tell y'all about this man." He's like, "Yo, go tell everybody
mm,
about what happened." You know what I'm saying? So I love it because you like, yo, my old takeaway is everybody that couldn't make it, I can't wait for you to be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because
facts.
you know how life changing it's going to be, man. And this is, in my final remarks, man, this is my this is my covenant. This is my commitment to you all, our faithful listeners, supporters, viewers, friends, our family, all the next levelers out there. Like, man, all I ever try to do is over deliver. Do I have high expectations from people and our team member and our close circle? Yes. But it's only that's the same energy I give. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
really tried our best to put on the best experience. That's why I sat in every chair to make sure the angles was right. That's why we brought in LED walls and screens, and that's why we had, the speakers we had was the same speakers that Adele had at her outdoor concert in DC, like top of the line equipment. You ain't hear the audio screech not one time. Like, we try to operate with a spirit of excellence in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? From the caliber of speakers to the production to the shirts, the booklets that we gave, like everything. We really pride ourselves on that. And I'm telling you all this here, as long as God has blessed me with breath inside of my lungs, I'm going to continue to operate that way. I'm going to continue to add value. We're going to continue to put on these amazing events that will be life-changing and transforming for you, man. And so to all of our next levelers out there, man, if y'all want to see a next level living conference in January, you can't think of a better way to kick off your 2023. You know what I'm saying? To let us know in the comments, man. Love y'all. Mike and Crystal, again, great job with the conference, man. I'll see y'all next week. Let's get it.